Welcome to the go.
Yo, that's actually funny because I was gonna tell you to do the thing today.
You saw me to go.
Yo. Welcome to the Golden Chew.
Yo,
Welcome to the Golden Shoe, everyone. Today we've got Rios, Guti, Tronquito, and our host, Pipe Ramis, Mr. Factos. Mr. Factos, take it away, please.
alrighty. Welcome to the Golden Shoe. We got Guti, Mr. Rios, and Mr. Tronquito, bro. Sometimes I look at the name and I'm like, what the? How can I say it like quickly, bro? Like, how do you say it, Rios? Say it for the fans.
Nah, I want you to give it a try. Go.
Akatsuki.
Oh.
Is that not how you say it?
No, so the U silent. The U silent. One more try. The U silent.
Akatsuki.
There you go. Well done, Tronquito. Give him a round of applause.
Bro, where do you get this from? Like, what do you mean the
It's-
U is silent?
It's Japanese. It's from Naruto.
So in Japanese, the U is silent.
Apparently, that's how you say Akatsuki.
Damn,
That's how you say in Japanese, bro.
that's lit. Anyways, yo, boy, episode 20, if I'm not mistaken, 20.
Wait, can I just say we're all wearing our shirts right now, which is kind of dope.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And then Brian still hasn't came to my house and picked up his shirt. That's how lazy this mother flower is.
Bro, why don't you see him at the gym at least 3 times a week?
He doesn't remind me, bro.
And you don't see it like in your car or something, dog?
He doesn't remind me. He doesn't be like, no, I mean, I don't put it in my car. I leave it. It's right here, actually. It's on my bed.
Crazy. You might as well send it to one of our fans, though.
I think so. I think I should do that.
We might once we hit 100 followers,
Yeah.
You send it to the mall cup or something, man.
Oh.
All right, yo, boy. So we got a few good topics to talk about. I feel like we have like 5 or 6 like really strong topics. First of all, we should talk about what happened in La Liga this past week, because it's been since Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, and today's Wednesday when Real Madrid played again, and a lot of things have happened, right? So there has been for the past 2 or 3 years, right, some racial comments very strong against Vinicius Jr., Brazilian player, Brazilian winger, one of the best players in the world at the moment. And things got heated at Mestalla last weekend in Valencia Stadium, where some fans that were close by to the goal, which is, I'm going to tell you guys a little story about that side of Mestalla in a little bit. And Vinicius wanted to stop the game, and he pointed to the ref because he got some of the fans there. There were like actually 2 or 3 that got arrested today because they were doing like monkey signs, I guess I can call it. Is that what you call it?
Monkey sounds and gestures.
There you go, like monkey sounds and gesture. Vinicius, he wasn't having a fantastic game. He was very frustrated, and then everything kind of collapsed, right? So let's go ahead and let's do our take on that, and then we can just keep adding, little things about that side of the Valencia of Mestalla Stadium, which in the past 10 years has brought Valencia a lot of trouble. So who wants to start on their take about what is going on with Bini?
Is that the ultra? Is that the ultra side?
That is the ultra side, yes.
Well, yeah, that's how all ultras are. They take it a little overboard.
Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to add to that was in that same side a few years ago, Neymar got hit with a lighter in the face.
Yep.
That same size, same scenario, same thing happened. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been doing a lot of. I have a very strong opinion about it, but I want to hear you guys too. So I don't know who wants to start. Who wants to go ahead and take the first step into the conversation?
Go ahead, Jonathan. Ladies first.
Thank you. So obviously, this has been a problem that's been a big problem for a while. I think the hardest part is how do you control it? Obviously, I want it to be controlled. It needs to stop, but like it's tough. One thing I was thinking about actually is there was this guy in one of my classes that talked about something like this, where he wanted to, so he wanted to like create some sort of device that captures someone's voice. So before you get in the stadium, when you check in, you kind of speak, and then there's like a speaker that on all the seats, so that when you're saying certain words, it catches your voice for certain words. So there'll be like an algorithm that'll look for certain words, and if you do say that word, then it'll flag your seat and that person, and then you'll be like banned from going to a game or something like that. But obviously, it's very complicated.
Very, very
Like
complicated.
it's not a complicated situation. It's just finding a solution is complicated because there's always going to be people like that with that bad mindset to do something stupid like that and say dumb stuff. But it's like, how do you control that? So I guess my take on it is I wish it would stop, but I honestly don't know how to stop it.
You solve it by punishing the team, the club. Either you don't let the fans come in and you suspend them for X amount of games, and then every time they get in trouble, you increase that amount. So, for example, how much did they ban Valencia for this?
It
Fans?
was like €200,000, something like that.
Yeah, but also games. I think they have to, if I'm not mistaken, do they have to play behind closed doors?
No, it's just that side that
That
they're
I
not
side.
think they
that
could
they're not
add. I think they
allowed.
could add. I think they can add. Playing closed doors, and like you said, just maybe the first violation you get 5 games, and then so forth. Like they get
Bro, no,
more
not even
games added
no.
or something
Make it
like
more
that.
severe, bro.
Wait, when you say that side,
Even some point deductions, because
Yeah.
the fans obviously it's tough because racism doesn't come from the sport; it comes from the society. So it's tough to control that, and you're not gonna stop these people. You're not gonna stop them from saying ignorant things. So the best way is, okay, you want to say ignorant things, we'll punish your club. Because more than anything, these people love their club more than anything. So if you punish the club, I'm pretty sure you can control somewhat of what they're gonna say.
point deductions,
Yes,
Point
point
deductions would
deduction.
be good. Yep.
that could play a big role.
And then let's say you give them three. Nah, not even. Because I think I was gonna say 3 strikes, but I don't even think it should even get that far to 3 strikes. I think maybe even on the, let's say, okay, this incident happened. If it happens again, your team can get relegated. Because there has to be what's the word I'm looking for? It has to be a harsh punishment
Yeah,
to stop this, because everything's a tap on the hand. Everything's like a
slap on the wrist.
exactly slap on the wrist. So I think you have to punish the club, so you let the fans know, stop this, or else your club is gonna suffer. You guys act civilized. If not, see your team on the B, in the B. In the B.
Yeah.
I like that. Those are some great takes. And I agree with you guys a lot on these things because obviously, we're all against racism. I mean, all four of us grew up in a city where the percentage of African Americans is huge. We all live in the United States. We all grew up in Sunrise, Tamarack, Coral
Piper,
Springs.
Lauderhill.
We went to Piper High School, Lauderhill. Like we played soccer in Lauderhill, which is maybe 80-90% African Americans, even a lot of players from the island. So we grew up with every single type of player. So we're obviously against every type of like racist comment and all of that good stuff, right? So I think that the problem that it's also happening is that they don't know how to divide both things, right? Because they are also criticizing Vinicius Jr. a lot because of the way he acts. And I think one of the most intelligent thing La Liga can do is divide both problems. You gotta divide Vinicius acts and you have to divide the racism problem. I agree with you guys 100% on everything you guys are saying, and I like it. I mean, what you said was amazing. That you said about closing the stadium for a few games, like even saying like hey, you guys get a few strikes. If it happens 3 times, you can get relegated. Like that is the way of fans knowing how to shut up. Like that's gonna keep the fans not saying, not saying this type of comments. I think we can all agree on that. Now, let's talk. Now, I think it's very important that also the club Real Madrid, which is such a powerful club, that they also have to talk to Vini. I think they also have to talk to him and they have to explain to him the situations that are going to happen if he gets hit. Like if he gets fouled, dude, keep playing. Get up and play. And they also have to be someone there that tells him, yo, your Valencia historical stadium, historical club. Why do you get a I mean, we have to divide more things, but the moment that Vini got a red card, he walked out and he was saying, oh, you guys are going to second division. That's being disrespectful to the club that you're playing at history.
I don't think that's this is no, but it's not the same thing. Like,
You have
okay,
to
there's a all
divide
right,
those
sorry.
things.
No, I'm sorry, you can't because I think that's part of the game. Trash talking is part of the game. How many times have we seen, in any sport where a superstar comes into, they're on
Hostile environment.
away game, a hostile environment, and then just shush the crowd. That's disrespectful, but that's part of the game. That
Perfect.
does not, yeah, but
So when
that
things
cannot
happen
lead to
Vini,
racism.
we're
But that
dividing
can
things
lead to
though.
racism, though, to racial slurs.
That's what I'm telling you though. I personally feel that this stadiums that Beanie is going to, because Beanie has gone to the Camp Nou. They have gone to Bilbao Stadium. He has gone to many other stadiums as well. And he has also had remarks without any racism words thrown at him.
But I don't think he's complaining about that, though.
He does though. That's the thing. They call him. Let's say they call him dumb. They call him stupid or whatever. Now from that to calling him a monkey, now that's a complete different world. So obviously, if you call him names, that's also part of trash talking, right?
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if you're gonna act the way you act, then you have to also eat up when it happens to you.
But not racist comments.
No.
No, but not racist comments.
No racist comments. No. I'm talking about regular plays. Because he gets hit, he complains, then he gets red carded, and then boom, La Liga comes. Oh, and that's another thing. And then what happens is that he doesn't take the heat. Like the heat gets to him. The heat makes him play worse. The heat makes the whole Real Madrid play worse. Then you have images week in and week out of Benzema, of Toni Kroos, of like Rudiger, like telling him and bringing him down, telling him to shut up, to stop talking because he's gonna get red carded. And we see that over again without the racism comments. So that's why I said we have to divide. Obviously, against racism, I think we're all on that. We all don't like racism. We all don't like those things happening. Like, for example, the three people that made the Vinicius Junior toy, and they put him hanging from a stadium, they got suspended as well. They're not gonna go into the games anymore. Perfect. And things like that, bro, is gonna keep happening. Like things like that are gonna keep happening. Like, for example, when another thing that happened because of this Vinicius accident, like he hit someone in the face, he got red carded. What happened? The bar didn't show the image before Vinicius got red carded, and there were two Valencia players who also hurt or Vinicius Junior. So what did La Liga do? Instead of giving the red card to both Valencia players, they took Vinicius Junior red card away. That's stupid. You gotta give the Valencia players, both of them, their red cards, and keep Vinicius red card as well, because Vinicius hit another player as well. So I think La Liga has to do a lot of cleaning inside. We know the president of La Liga has been making a lot of mistakes for the past 6 years that he's been in charge. He's been making a lot of bad choices, from TV, from money coming in, from all the sponsors of La Liga. He has made La Liga one of, I'm not gonna say obviously out of the top 5, but he has made La Liga very less competitive than what it was 6-7 years ago. I'm not.
Would you even consider it top 3 right now?
Yeah, I think they're top 3. I think it's English, Italian, and Spanish based on level. Obviously, there's more TV rights given to the German league, but in La Liga they give Real Madrid and Barcelona. They give Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico like a 20, or I think it's like 21%, and then the rest of the 17 teams, they get divided into the rest of the money.
Crazy.
Which doesn't happen in the Premier League, for example. The Premier League is equal for everybody. That's why we have teams like Nottingham Forest signing 11, 12 players in a transfer market, So I mean, we to be honest, guys, like we can really talk about and go back and forth about the beanie subject a lot because there's a lot of things that we can say about it. In my opinion, like I said, just to kind of like go to the next subject, I like to divide things. Like I also think that there was a lot of like overreacting with the Vinicius red card because he's a Real Madrid player, and there was also, and coming back also as well to the subject on the racist comments, like yo, there has been way worse things that have happened to players in La Liga many years ago, including last 2 or 3 years, without including Beanie, and they didn't make this much of a big deal about it.
No,
In a way, it's good though because it's kind of like we've been talking about. It's just a slap on the wrist and keep it moving to next game. But
it's
I
been a
think
build-up.
it's just you have to kind of somebody has to stand up to it, and I think
I
that's what
agree.
Vinny's doing. And I think we might start seeing some change, with the
Yes, I agree.
penalties and like the suspensions. And I think you see racism in all the leagues, and each league, of course, handles everything differently. But like with Vinny playing for Real Madrid, it's so much more noticeable because they're on the primetime games. They have all the attention. Everybody's watching them. So that's why I believe it's more of a big deal that it's happening with Vinny. But I think it's going to get better because of this, for the best,
Hopefully,
for La
hopefully.
Liga overall, just not for Real Madrid overall, but like for La Liga for things to change going forward.
I,
I think it was a good step.
yeah, I think
Go
enough
go
is
ahead, bro.
enough. That's no, yeah, I think enough is enough. So many players have gone through racism, and I don't like to scale things. Like racist is racism, whether they called you
It's
whatever.
Vinny. It's where it's the third string,
Exactly.
17-year-old. It doesn't matter who it is.
So
Exactly. So
I
I just
know.
think there's like the final straw. Like, bro, that's it. Stop it. And I think he's taking the proper steps. I don't think there's any overreaction because you see all the players supporting him. You see all the players from all different leagues, from the English Premier League, from the Italian League, supporting him. So I think he's doing something great. This is the final straw. I think no one's overreacting, and it's what is needed for the sport.
I think it's gonna keep. So this is the thing, though. One of the ways to take. We know that Beanie makes a difference. We know that Beanie is very differential. We know that Beanie is top 10 in the world right now. If one of the ways to take him out of the game is to scream things at him and take him out of the game psychologically, which has happened this year a lot. They're gonna go from racism shouts that are gonna stop. I believe, I hope so, that they're gonna stop to other things, and that's where Beanie has to concentrate more on the game. For example, let's just take a player like Cristiano Ronaldo. Yo, Cristiano Ronaldo, every stadium that he went to in Spain, they will curse him out, they will scream, they will call his mom a prostitute, they will call his passed away father an imbecile. Like, they will call him a lot of names, and try to take him out of the game as well. What did Cristiano do? Yo, I don't care. And look where Cristiano is at. So I do think that Beanie has to try to be a little more strong-minded for his personal, like, career and good and all that good stuff. I don't know how you guys feel
But
about it.
I think it's different. I feel like trash talk is different. When it comes to racism, I think now it's just that line is crossed.
I agree.
I don't think Ronaldo dealt with any racism. Going to
I
any of
don't
these
know.
stadiums.
I don't know, but for example, like I know that for example, Barcelona players, which is a team that I know, like, that I know week in and week out about, and that I've seen things like happen from via Twitter and all that stuff that happens in the stadium. Piqué used to get racism. Piqué in his own country, Gerard Piqué. Danny Alves got a banana thrown at him. Neymar Jr., same spot as Vinicius Jr., got something thrown at him. I can keep going on. Yo, Samuel Eto'o almost left Real Zaragoza Stadium because he was receiving racism. Yaya Touré and Seydou Keita, they also got racism in the Osasuna Stadium, which they always had black players. There's always been racism, not only in La Liga, in the Italian league. Like, there was a big fuss with Balotelli. There's been big fuss with Kevin,
Lukaku.
with Lukaku, with Kevin Prince Boateng in Germany. Like, this man played for Germany. This man played for Ghana as well. Like this man was born, if I'm not mistaken, in Germany, right?
Yeah, he was born in Germany. Yeah,
With Ghanaian parents, right? And
yeah.
this man still was getting, like racism comments in the country that he was born in. So it happens in every league. So I obviously feel like the spotlight is on Beanie because he is a Real Madrid player, and there is a big difference in being a Real Madrid player and being another player. If this would have happened to a player from any of the middle tables, low qualification teams, nothing would have happened, in my opinion.
Well, who knows if that player would have took the same steps as Vinny did, though.
The what?
What you're saying? Because you're saying that if this happened to a player that's in, that plays for a mid-table team, I'm saying who knows if that player would have took the same steps that Vinny did to make it a bigger deal than it is. I mean, sorry, not a bigger deal, a big deal. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just think like this happening to Vinny. Vinny's using his platform correctly and the way he should to put an end to racism. And it's actually probably a good thing that it happened to Vinny, because maybe this is the change that we need. Maybe this is what needs to happen or needed to happen for racism to stop in stadiums.
It could be. It could be. Also, racism in Europe is different than the racism that we see in the United States. Like, I know that you have said it in different times that you don't like labeling things, but in my opinion, sadly, you have to label this type of things. Like, it's not the same racism that we saw growing up, that that they live in Europe about it. Like, that's why I feel like Beanie is taking it to a level where he should, because it's fantastic that that it's getting looked at. But what I'm saying is that a lot of the other players that went through it as well, and probably gotten not only like monkey things, but also like things like like I don't even know what to say, like like just different type of racism as well. They probably feel like, yo, they're doing it for this guy and not for me just because he's a Real Madrid player. And I agree.
No, I think the context is different, because at that time, social media wasn't as big how it is now. Like the power that these celebrities have on social media is crazy. So I think the times that happened to Eto'o, the times that it happened to Mario Balotelli, Instagram was just popping, and then celebrities weren't even using Instagram like that as they are today. Instagram is everything. Social media is everything. So it's different context. Exactly.
He has a platform. He has a lot of followers, and like our manager Brian said, there's never going to be an end to it. Unfortunately, it's just people are always going to be ignorant, make stupid comments, but at the end of the day, when you start putting down harsh penalties, it's going to reduce that racism,
the ignorance,
by a lot. So
exactly.
Hopefully, like Rio said, it's what needed to happen. It's unfortunate, but hopefully it gets the right eyes, the right attention to put a stop to it.
And all eyes are on La Liga right now.
Yeah,
like I think this can make or break La Liga.
Is
it? Like La Liga
I don't think so.
Well, no, I don't think
so.
I mean, I don't think it'll make or break La Liga. I think they're just going to be in a tight spot to do something, because that no room for racism that they have in the Premier League, is that in all leagues too? Or is that just Premier League?
That was just Premier League.
Yeah, so
including
you notice how they have that no room for racism on like jerseys and like
they did it last year because of
the and everything.
Bukayo Saka.
The Bukayo Saka and Rashford, they were really strong on that, especially because of all the abuse that they received on the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, especially when they missed the penalties in the Euro Cup as well.
The Euro Cup, yeah.
And I don't know why, like I think leagues, what they should do is they should have some sort of quote every season that is similar to that they should put on the jerseys and have banners in the stadium to kind of like flow that, like, they're not only there just for football, but for the respect of the game.
So for the respect of the game, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Something like that.
I mean,
adopt some sort of like slogan every season, something like that, or like keep the same slogan or something, because it's like if you want it to end, you've got to like promote it somehow. And
but promoting is only going to do so much. You have to give harsh penalties.
Yeah, but that
Harsh.
along with that too, like, but you can also promote it. Like, is it better
Like
to have it, or is it just better to not have it at all?
you can't promote it, and then when someone comes out and says something racist, whether it's a player or in the stadium, and then the penalties are a slap on the wrist. What was the
Well,
whole point of promoting it?
they should
You get what I'm
should
saying?
do that along with harsh penalties. Like,
I agree with I agree.
something good to have. It's not something bad to have.
Now,
Well,
Now,
but
do
I
you
don't
see
think.
if La Liga doesn't take the right steps, do you see them potentially dropping like the value of the league? Maybe not out of the top 5, but let's say the top 3 right now. If they don't take the proper steps,
I
do
don't
you
think
see
so
them
because
possibly?
players are not gonna stop coming,
I think what will happen is
especially
I think
including
TV
black
rights wouldn't be
players.
worth as much anymore. I think the value of TV rights would decrease for that, and I think that could be a huge punishment for all teams in that case.
Which I
If
think it'll hurt more of the other teams than Real Madrid and Barca and Atletico, in my opinion.
But I understand
Yeah.
what Mucci was saying. So Mucci was saying, like, if I'm trying to get it right, that if it so like, but how you mentioned like Benzema and Cruz would like go to Vinny and stuff like that, and like even in other games when he would kind of overreact to some things, to a foul or something. That, for example, like in this case, Vinny, like you would want Vinny to act a bit more professional and not act like certain things would just make him go haywire. Because I think like it comes to a point where you're like, do you want to show them what this does here, or do you want to act like, all right, I want to deal with this in a certain way? So in a more professional way, you just go up to Ancelotti and be like, listen, take me out. Like, I can't play right now.
But how does he go haywire? I think where might be over. Yo, that's his personality. He's a vocal player.
No, yeah, definitely. What I'm saying, but I'm just trying to understand what Mucci was saying. Like,
okay,
Rios, but he can be a vocal player, but that doesn't mean that is leaving racism aside, right? I think we're done with the racism. I think we're done with like the racism topic. Do you guys agree? Because I do wanna also talk about Beanie's personality because I think it's connected. So I don't know if you guys want to keep chatting or are you guys ready for a switch?
no, we could. I mean,
we could switch it, but I feel like it might tie back to the whole racism.
And it's obviously difficult to end. I agree with Rios. I think harsh penalty should be.
I agree.
And hold on. I don't think Vinny should stop being the way he should be. He's a human. He's a vocal player. There's other players that has been similar to him and has been criticized, but that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is different. Everyone's gonna have their personalities, and I understand that.
Like, and Vinny is probably one, if not the best Real Madrid player. So yes, there is a target on him.
Of course,
on the field.
You mean a target on the field, right?
On the field, on the field. By players, to slow him down.
And players know how he is personality-wise, so that's why they provoke him to get that reaction from him because he knows. And he's still pretty young. Like, we got to be honest. He's
23 right now. Is he 23 now?
To mature a little bit more.
I think 22.
You do have to be strong-minded, like our manager mentioned earlier. And I think I get where you're coming from. When you say that he should put not the racist comments, but like just provocative comments towards him as fuel to play better, instead of letting it affect you mentally with a point where it takes you out of the game.
Yeah. The thing is that, like a lot of like this is where I see it, right? Because Beanie is gonna start. I don't think that he's at that level yet, but he's gonna start getting into a level where he's gonna start being looked at by kids. I don't think he's at that level yet, but I think he will be maybe next year or like in 2 years. Like he's gonna be such a figure, like such a figure in the football world that you're gonna start asking kids like, "Yo, who you want to be when you grow up?" And some kids are gonna say, "I want to be like Beanie Jr." Just like some kids said, respecting the difference between the players. Like kids used to say, "I want to be like Messi. I want to be like Cristiano. I want to be like."
Neymar.
like Beckham, like Neymar, perfect example, like Neymar, right? So I think that someone has to tell Beanie that if someone fouls him, don't scream at the ref like that. Like don't get in the ref's face. Like there is no point in getting that because he's gonna start becoming a figure. He's gonna start becoming a hero. He's gonna start becoming that player that kids are gonna start looking up to. And if kids look at on TV, and parents look on TV and they look at the games and they see how Beanie react to certain fouls, to certain situations, to certain things, where we see Beanie insulting the refs, we see Beanie insulting players. Does Beanie also get fouled a lot? Yes, he does get fouled a lot.
Now,
Does Beanie, sorry, go ahead.
no, so okay, you're making great points, but did you hold Neymar accountable the same way when he was at Barca, provoking players or getting in people's faces, screaming at refs? He did get fouled a lot. It sounds like when you're telling me this, it reminds me of Neymar.
Yeah.
Correct me if
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
and I always compare them. That's why I said Beanie, when they tell me, oh, like Beanie, like, oh my god, he gets fouled so much, like, oh my gosh, like he gets fouled, it's incredible how much he gets fouled. I always compare him to Neymar because I feel like they are kind of like the same, respecting Neymar's huge quality. I think that Beanie is the same, kind of like,
Type of
player
player.
in some sense, right? So yes, when Neymar was getting fouled and he was getting up to the rest face, like, that's a mistake. And when Neymar was at Barcelona and he was a Barcelona hero, we're talking about it's 2023 and he left in 2016. So we're talking about almost 7 years ago. So obviously we see it with a different perspective. Obviously now that all four of us are almost in our 30s, we see it with a whole different perspective. And that's why I see Beanie, he's 22 and I'm 30, and I'm like, yo, like, we saw the same thing with Neymar, and we saw how Neymar acted, and we saw how Neymar's career just didn't go as he should have. So I'm just saying. And so when I always compare them. I always compare Vini and Neymar. I feel like Neymar wasn't as explosive as Vini, but I think that someone should tell Vini, like, yo, you're gonna start becoming a hero to a lot of kids. Like, try to, like, relax a little bit. Try to not,
When you say
not
explosive, what do you mean?
like, I didn't see
Personality?
like personality wise. Like, I
Like
didn't
reacting
like
on a.
exactly like.
Reactive, yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
think Neymar was worse in my opinion,
I think
and especially
the way
the
they
what he did
play.
in Russia, that in
Yeah.
2018 World Cup. Right,
But
Guti, is that where you were going?
I think they don't want Vinny to get to Neymar's level like that because Vinny's so young, and Neymar was doing that more in his like 25, like when he was like 25.
But
Around
it's
that
also
range.
like a way of like people interpreting the way they play as like a insult to other players. Like a provocative style of play. Like Vinny just tried the rainbow flick on Kyle Walker, and Kyle Walker didn't take no offense to it. He said, I'm not trying to be a meme. But it's kind of those plays that people might take the wrong way, but that's just how he plays and how he wants to look good. And if they're playing, there's nothing that he can do to change the way he plays, similar to Neymar.
I think
I mean,
Neymar is
I mean, I,
worse.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I like the step overs and
Yeah.
the bicycle. Like,
The flair.
yeah,
Like
I
going to the
enjoy that.
corner, doing the like
I love
dancing in
that.
front of people. That's not like you're not doing that to be offensive to the person that's guarding you or to the fans or it's just
Entertainment.
how Brazilians
Exactly. It's
play.
a it's
It's
a
just
it's a it's an entertainment. It's a soccer game. So for example, like when Beanie dances after he scores a goal, yo, I think that's fantastic. I think that's great. What I don't like is that when he's getting kicked out of the field or something, he does gestures to the fans. That's when to me, like, that's when it gets disrespectful. Like, like if you score a goal against someone or whatever, and then you go like that and you clean up your world champion badge, that's disrespectful. If you go and
Is it
you
though?
to
Nah.
me, I mean, I'm giving you my opinion. Like, to me,
Okay.
to me, that's disrespectful. For example, if the thing that just happened at Valencia, like Bini got a red card, Bini knows that Valencia is fighting the relegation zone, and he goes like that, and he's like, "You guys are going to second division." Like, I understand where it came from because he had just suffered from racial abuse, and I know that,
exactly.
okay, it connects, but I feel like if Vini would have gotten a red card without the racial abuse, he probably would have still done the same thing. And that's where the whole world, well, not the whole world, but a lot of the people that are criticizing Vini's reactions come for, because a lot of Vini's reactions don't exactly come because of racism comments. They come because of he gets hot, like he gets into it. Is he an emotional player? Yes. Is he allowed to be an emotional player? Of course. Like Rio said, everyone is different, everyone can do their own thing, but I just feel like, there are some things that he does that don't really match with the figure that he could be. That's how I see
And I
it.
mean, he's only 22, and I think he is gonna mature in that aspect. I think this is probably gonna be a, kind of like a lesson for him too, in a way, to kind of just be more mindful of his surroundings.
Could be.
Of course, not to tolerating the racist comments, was he's basically telling it La Liga like stop, like do something to stop this,
I agree.
But I think he'll mature as
I
he gets
agree.
older.
Does Vinny need to focus more on the game? And I guess not react as much to certain calls or players. He can work on it, but if it's his personality, if he wants to be vocal on the field, he's allowed to. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as nowhere as near as Neymar, because I feel like Neymar was 10 times worse and 100 times more provocative, in my opinion. With the gestures, when he would size players up when he had the ball, when he would, we seen it all, like him in the 2018 World Cup, him flopping, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we can really compare Vinny with Neymar in that sense. Yeah, they kind of, you know, I guess somewhat meet up in that subject, but I don't think they cross paths. I don't think Vinny is nowhere near as Neymar. And I don't think like doing these little gestures or, oh, you go into the B or second division, it's part of the game. I don't think that's disrespectful to the point where like, okay, you shouldn't do that.
I think if he like stepped on the badge or something like that, then that'd be
Yeah, like that's
disrespectful.
that's
But
way different. Like if he like was walking out with the red card and like
he just like start
stepped
stomping
on
on
the
it or
badge, or
something.
because I think even Vinny would like jump over,
Mhm.
players when they
Hmm.
go out of bounds and stuff, and like they see the
Yeah.
the badge and they jump over it, stuff like
Mhm.
that. I don't think he would intentionally
Yeah.
be disrespectful, like Rios is mentioning. Like he's not doing it to be disrespectful. Like I think of cleaning the crest, the badge, whatever. That's kind of like kissing it or just showing it off. It's not
Me,
Oh,
like
you can
I'm good
kiss
for
it, but
that.
there's a difference between kissing it and going
Even,
like that.
even going like that, like you earned it, so why not? Like you earned.
Exactly.
The thing is
You
that
have to, that's
untouchable.
part
I
of
think of it like
entertainment
like
though.
Yeah.
untouchable.
by cultural wise, it's looked at wrong in Europe.
That's part of
I think I see
entertainment.
what Muchi's saying too. Like I understand it too because I think what Muchi's saying is Vinny's so young and he's so good and he has the ability to become a world class player, but just being good on the field doesn't mean you're a world class player. Like it's what you do, how you act too, makes you a world class player. And I think we all want to see him become a world class player. And obviously, aside from the racial abuse, like how like what Muchi is saying, I think how he acts in games, how he kind of is a very big hothead. He's got to calm that down because you don't want people seeing him as a different thing or not considering him as something like that. Like because
And that hurts him
how
too.
you act too. Yeah.
And that hurts him too for
Mhm.
for the Ballon d'Or, for FIFA the best, for all these personal trophies. Like he got kicked. He did not make the FIFA 11, and they put Cristiano
Yeah.
Ronaldo in there because of how he acts.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to think about, that just the way that he responds gets to him. And Rios, I agree with you on what you're saying, that Beanie can be emotional and act, and when he gets a call that he doesn't like, he screams at the ref and stuff, but he's allowed to do it, yes. But don't but we
We'll
someone
make it
has to
normal.
but someone has to tell him as well that if you get fouled and you don't like the call and you get on the ref's face, you're gonna get a yellow card. And don't make a fuss about it afterwards, because you're gonna get a yellow card if you get in a ref's face and you insult the ref.
Yeah.
Like there are plenty of videos, plenty of images where Beanie is literally calling the ref a son of a bitch, literally calling the ref like many names, like the player to the ref. So when the ref responds with a yellow card, then it's a big fuss.
Yeah.
I can understand that you don't like the call. There are hundreds, thousands of players that week in and week out, they don't like the calls they're receiving. But from that to calling the refs names, you're gonna get carded.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that. You gotta control your action on the field. and he's just very emotional. And I think he doesn't know how to manage all the pressure he has being so young on one of the biggest teams in the world. Is
Mhm.
he'll get there.
Yeah, I think at that point too, you got to let your captain handle that stuff. Like for the most part, the refs listen more to the captains than any other player because they're usually the ones.
Yeah, but
Like,
Benzema's so soft spoken though to me
well,
for him to be the
isn't
captain.
Modric usually the captain? Isn't Modric usually?
I don't think there's a figure right now that
Yeah, there's not
Real
like
Madrid
regardless,
used
they're
to.
both-
there's not like a
both,
voice
like-
in Real Madrid that
Yeah.
grabs you like Casillas, like Hierro, like those players that come in and they grab their own teammates and like pull them to the side,
Yeah,
say like
Puyol.
relax,
Remember
like
Puyol?
yeah,
Puyol
exactly,
was
like
a great
that
captain.
attitude.
Like Puyol was like, there'd be times where like I remember there was this one video of Piqué like crying because there was something on the field and he just grabbed it and threw it off the field. It was like keep playing, keep playing. It was
Oh,
like,
because they threw a lighter at Piqué
yeah.
too during a Clásico, and Puyol grabbed him. He told Piqué, "Yo, stop complaining and play the game."
Yeah,
And I think that's what Real Madrid is slacking right now is that person, that captain that, like Ramos. Like Ramos
they got Jude
would
Bellingham.
definitely get
Yeah,
Vinny like
So just to
chill.
give you guys also an example, right? And we said that we like that when players score, they can dance and all that good stuff. Tronquito just talked about Puyol being a great leader, and I remember Barcelona went against, I think it was Rayo Vallecano, and Rayo Vallecano was fighting like relegation. And Thiago, Dani Alves, and Adriano, if I'm not mistaken, they started dancing after they scored a goal. And
Yeah.
Puyol came and he grabbed them. He's like, "Yo, stop being disrespectful. Like, these people are about to go to second division. Like, stop dancing in front of them." Those are also signs of being a great leader as well.
Yes, but it's entertainment. I don't think that's disrespectful. Like Tronquito said, they're in that spot, they earn it, they can celebrate however they want.
Yeah, they're not dancing because they're going to second division. At that point, they're just dancing. They score
To celebrate, and that's
they're
part of
enjoying the
entertainment.
game.
I
They're
think with this,
with their
there's no wrong
friends.
answer. There's no wrong answer for this. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just different takes. Like, also there's a different thing between us seeing it from the outside, seeing it as you guys are saying, as we're seeing it as something. But like when, for example, Puyol, like he takes it also like serious, also cultural. Like the game that he played he was so professional. So I get it. How he captained,
Puyol's a gentleman. He's a
that team.
gentleman.
Like exactly, he's a
He's
gentleman.
very
So
traditional. He's very traditional.
So Luis says that if anything, that's disrespectful on Puyol for stopping a celebration.
I think it's one of those things too for Puyol because, like, I mean, he was very big on like, don't celebrate if the game's not over because anything can happen, And I think he's one of those captains where like it's still 0-0, and every captain is different, obviously, in how they control their team. But Puyol,
That is true, bro.
Puyol was,
The man would do a knee slide. Talking about celebrations, Muchi used to celebrate in the most rudest, disrespectful way ever.
In pickup games.
In pickup games and travel at Piper.
Bro, I scored one goal in Piper, dude.
Yeah, and it was probably I know you probably did some disrespectful celebration. You probably
said
went
that
to the
for
crowd
sure.
and went like this.
Nah, I scored a tap in.
Still, you're able, like you have the right and
I know.
to celebrate like that.
Yo, they be celebrating like that at Tarabella. That was crazy.
I remember
guys
that. I
told
was
me.
there for that.
That was crazy. You
But I
guys,
see, like, that's not disrespectful. Like
It's part of the game.
it's
it's
not.
part of,
but
yo,
Muti
they
is
almost
disrespectful,
jumped us, dog. That was disrespectful, dog.
Nah.
Anyways, guys, Manchester City is close
Oof,
to the treble.
33%, bro.
They won the Premier League. They won it last weekend. They played Chelsea with their
Bench.
Wait,
team.
let's talk about that. Okay,
With their youth academy.
Chelsea also didn't have all their starters. To be fair,
Here we
they
go.
also didn't have all the starters. They didn't have Ben Chilwell.
Who you guys have you guys don't
Yeah,
have certified
Yeah,
starters.
Ben Chilwell. Yeah, exactly. That's a big part too. Chelsea is an unformed team right now. So it's
You
like,
know how many different 11s you
and
guys
they
have
only
had?
lost 1-0, which
It'll
is
be
bad.
interesting to
To
see
Man
how many
City.
Only
starting
1-0
11s
to
they
Man
had.
City's bench?
1-0 to probably the
37,
best team in the world right now. In the
To
final,
their
the Champions
bench. To
League
their
final,
bench.
chasing the treble. Chill, like you're
Yo, Haaland was on the bench, bro.
huh?
Relax. Haaland was on the bench.
Yeah, and then he came in
The
like with
bro-
20 minutes left and didn't score.
It's 20 minutes.
All right, and he's breaking records in the Premier League, and he's playing against a bad Chelsea. So what do you expect?
Where are you
I
going
don't
with
know,
this?
like,
Where are you going with this, bro?
Jonathan, you're trying to defend something that's very undefendable because.
No, look, this is what I'm saying. Everyone's like, "Yo, Man City beat them with their B team." Okay, chill. Like they had,
But is
like,
that not
5
true?
players that aren't-
Is it true or not?
It's true. It's not.
Okay, there you
surprising.
go.
On the other side, I'm not surprised. It's common sense. They probably
Of course.
this. Chelsea is. I can't even explain what Chelsea is right now.
They're
They're
shit.
bad.
That's what they are.
Yeah,
It's a dumpster fire.
and look, and then on top of that, people are talking all this shit, and it's like you can't like what they only lost 1-0. Like
Yeah, but
Against their bench.
that's not a bad loss. That's not a bad loss, but not their whole bench, bro.
so
So disrespectful, dog.
Jonathan,
They
so
came
let me
out.
ask-
And you
They came out and played you guys with the bench.
That would be
Chelsea
disrespectful.
played their whole team. Like I'm actually okay with that 1-0 loss. It's like it just seems like a typical loss. Then like
You're
5
okay to losing to a bench 1-0?
bro. That it wasn't their whole bench.
Jonathan, and you know what's crazy? They were drinking for like 24 hours before the game.
Yo, for real.
Like,
They
yo,
were partying.
These guys were
Playing like
drinking
they've
their
been
ass
doing that,
out
bro.
like before.
That's why they came
One
out with
thing
the bench,
is,
man.
I'm surprised they didn't score more on Chelsea.
Jonathan, do
because-
you agree that 9 out of the 11 players that are on Manchester City's bench would be starters in Chelsea?
They wouldn't be starters. They wouldn't be starters.
Bro,
They're good.
Foden, bro.
They work well at they work well at the Man City system for Pep's system, but it's hard to
John.
say because like
All right, let
we
me look
brought
at
in
the
star
lineup.
players and they can't even do it.
Mahrez wouldn't start for you guys?
Who
Mahrez?
isn't Mahrez a starter at City?
No.
No, it's Bernardo Silva. Come on, bro. I thought you watched the Premier League.
He's not. It's so inconsistent because you have Bernardo Silva. and you
No,
have Mahrez,
Bernardo starts
Mahrez.
80% of the games.
But people have been saying, but Bernardo Silva doesn't always play on the right wing though. He doesn't
Jonathan, Kyle
For the most
Walker,
part.
always play
Kyle
mid.
Walker, Akanji, Laporte, Calvin Phillips, Mahrez, Foden, and Julian Alvarez. 7 players on that bench would definitely start for Chelsea right now.
I would
I think-
say if I don't know who the whole Man City bench is in that on all positions.
He
but
just
if
named it.
then I don't think Laporte would take Koulibaly or Thiago Silva's spot. I don't think that.
That's a good take. It could be.
Right
It
back,
could be.
left back. I don't think they would take Ben Chilwell or Reece James's spot. Definitely Julian Alvarez would take that striking position.
Of
without a
course.
doubt.
And then you got Mahrez and Foden definitely taking Sterling's and whoever you got on the right that day.
Facts. So not all. Of them,
I
but
see
a portion.
someone. Kyle Walker's taking someone's spot on that team.
It
he
would
could only
be.
a
Who
right
would
back.
it be?
He
Who would
wouldn't
it
be.
be?
Like, he's either a right wing or right back. I don't see him anywhere else.
No, he's not a right wing. He could be a right
Yeah.
center back.
Is he
Okay.
better? Is he better than Reece James?
No, chill, man. Yo,
Hold on.
joking.
This season?
That's debatable.
This season is debatable.
This season, but overall, like I think Reece James is a better player, and that's because what does Reece James have to work with? Reece James has had really good games. He just has no one to work with on that. I've been feeling bad for that man. Man's playing alone, bro.
He's playing alone.
Yeah.
No, I think it's y'all system that kind of messes him
Kyle
up.
Walker.
System
Kyle
is
Walker.
aligned.
They try to make him a player that he's not.
Bro,
I wouldn't say alone, but you know.
that's what
Yo, guys, our next take, right? Sorry. Who do you guys think? Who do you guys think had a better season right now? Manchester United or Arsenal? Arsenal was top of the league for 200 games. They choked in the Europa League and they choked in the FA Cup and the Carling Cup. Manchester United, they choked on the league. They choked on the Europa League. They won the Carling Cup and they're in the FA Cup final. So they played the FA Cup final in a week, if I'm not mistaken, against Manchester City, which means they could walk out this season, which is Ten Hag's first season, with 2 trophies. And Arsenal is we already know that the only thing they did is qualify for Champions League, just like Manchester United did. So they're both 2 Champions League teams, right? So I'm going back to the question. Just wanted to throw out some little facts about both teams. Who do you guys think has had a better season, Arsenal or Manchester United?
United.
I think it's crazy. It's crazy that we're even talking about this, but it's like it's valid points. Like Manchester United Ten Hag's first season, coming out with 2 trophies potentially,
Yeah.
to Arsenal's none, with Arteta's system implemented for like a few years already and still no results.
So I'm gonna
I
turn on
think
my
you could easily say Manchester United has had a
Give
better
me
season.
one.
So you, I also agree. I also think that Manchester United, without doing anything important in the FA Cup, without doing anything important. Sorry, without winning the final, without winning the final against Manchester City, which is gonna be a fantastic final. I really don't think that Arsenal is gonna have a better season. They're walking out with a trophy. Believe it or not, yo, trophies matter, yo. Like,
Yeah. I think Arsenal had a better comeback, but I think I like a better glow up. But I think United has had a better season because no one expected Arsenal to be doing what they did today. They qualify for champions and to be competing for first place in the Premier League.
At the beginning of the season, if we would have picked our top 4, I don't think anyone would have picked
have been there.
Arsenal or Newcastle.
Yeah.
That also Newcastle qualified for the Champions League for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm saying like Arsenal had the better come up, but I think Man United has had the better season. So I think regardless, Arsenal fans are going to be happy for what they did, that they'll be playing in Champions next year and that they got a good spot in the Prem.
That's all they'll be happy about.
But that's all. But United fans, they're it's like they're competing in the FA Cup final. They've already got the Carling Cup. They've been doing well in the Prem. Like all has been good at United basically. So yeah, but
sorry, boys.
You're good.
My phone died.
Yeah, you're good. We're glad you're back. Hold up. Sorry, yo, boys.
We gotta let Rios give his take on who's had a better season thus far.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what did I want to know what you guys said?
Arsenal, Manchester United. I think we all agree Manchester United has had a better season given the circumstances.
Yeah, I think Arsenal had a better come up, but United had a better season.
So Ten Hag's first season, could potentially end with 2 trophies. Arsenal's, with Arteta has had his system implemented for his few seasons already with no results.
With no trophies.
So, given those circumstances,
Who's got more trophies in the cabinet?
What place is Man U?
Third.
They're both qualifying for champions.
Also, so Man U's going to Champions League automatically.
Yep.
Yeah, so Man U. Now, if Man U didn't qualify to Champions League, I would have said Arsenal.
Even without the trophies?
Yes.
But even if they win the Carling Cup, and what if they were to beat Manchester City, you would still wouldn't put them as a better season?
Because I think to me, it's a bigger achievement. Can you guys hear me?
We hear you perfectly.
Okay. That I think is a bigger achievement qualifying to Champions League than winning the that
FA Cup and the Carling Cup.
Yes.
The FA Cup is, it's a prestigious cup, like
of course, it's the oldest tournament in the world.
Yeah, but I feel like qualifying to the Champions League is worth a little bit more. I don't know if anyone else sees it that way, but that's how I see it. I think if Man U didn't qualify to the Champions League and they won the FA Cup and they won the other Carling Cup, I would have said Arsenal. But Man U got it.
Expectations too. Like if you're Man United, you need to qualify for champions.
Yeah, that's like a given.
Yeah,
and I think they're considered title favorites every year, no matter with their fans, of course.
Did we expect Arsenal to be in this position though?
Nope.
No, yeah.
You're talking to Mucci said that. Like we wouldn't have said top 4.
Yeah.
Rios, I know that in your personal TikTok. By the way, everybody follow Rios' TikTok. He's making football videos now. You don't have your ad, but I think everybody sold your ad before. It's the same ad, right, for your TikTok?
Yeah.
All right, cause Rios, your favorite coach, he pulled out something that you were talking about the other day, which is players that deserve to go to the to the English national team.
Oh, yeah.
So Southgate pulled out the squad to play in the Euro qualifiers, right? And he picked 25 players. So for goalkeepers, this is for this summer. So this is in like a month. Like, England is playing in a month. So he picked Sam Johnstone, Pickford, and Ramsdale. Obviously, Ramsdale.
Isn't Johnstone in the championship with West Brom?
Who?
Sam Johnson. Tronquito?
To be
Isn't he
honest,
in
I
the
have
championship?
I have no idea who that is.
He's a championship goalkeeper, but
I think he was with West Brom. Was it? I think I don't remember.
Yeah.
He is with.
he's
for
championship.
no, he's for Crystal Palace.
Crystal. Did he get traded or did he get sold?
No, he's a goalkeeper for Crystal Palace. Yeah.
All right,
No,
so I'm
Crystal
gonna keep going, right? So the defenders, he got Trent Alexander-Arnold, Louis Dunk,
Dunk.
Mark,
Dunk is a baller.
Yeah,
Louis
Mark
Dunk
Hewitt.
deserved.
It's about time, bro.
Harry Maguire, Tyrone Mings, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kieran Trippier, and Kyle Walker. To be honest, yo boys, I have no idea why Harry Maguire is on the bench.
Yeah.
Bro,
Me neither, bro.
His international form isn't horrible though.
His international
Isn't
form
bad.
is great.
It's not bad.
Like,
I
yo,
think that's
he has
It's like
played.
a different level. I don't even know how to explain.
Yo,
It's
like,
like
he has
Coutinho with
played-
Brazil, and then
he
like
plays well with those defenders.
Yo, he has played 2 fantastic World Cups with England.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, he was very important with that England that went to the semifinals of the World Cup in Russia. And he did play a fantastic game against France in the quarterfinals of this World Cup that we just passed. So and then in the midfield, we got Jude Bellingham, Esse, Gallagher, Henderson, Madison, Calvin Phillips, and Declan Rice.
What is Jordan Henderson doing there, man? Oh my god.
And
What
to be
is
honest, I
Calvin
don't know why.
Phillips?
Yeah, I don't know why Connor
he
is.
hasn't even played this.
They could have
season.
got. They could have called Jacob Ramsey, bro.
Jacob Ramsey's a baller too.
Conor Gallagher is a baller, bro. Chill.
No, Jacob
No,
Ramsey.
we're talking about for
easily over
Jordan
Calvin
Henderson.
Phillips, or
he
even
really puts out. He was there at the Chelsea City game. He was there watching it, and I think there he was like, I like Conor Gallagher. I think I want this guy on the team. He needs to give him some.
No, I'm not questioning Gallagher though. No one's questioning that. I'm questioning Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, I don't know why Jordan Henderson's there.
And
That's
Well,
what
he
I'm saying.
has-
They could have
but-
put Jacob Ramsey instead of.
I'm
But,
Jordan
surprised.
Henderson.
but Jordan
Phillips is
Henderson
there,
has
too.
had a really good last 3 months though. With
Calvin
Liverpool,
Phillips
they did a big comeback.
And
They're gonna fight until the end to make that that Champions that Europa League spot. And then in the forwards they got Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, and Callum Wilson. I think it doesn't get. I think it doesn't get better than that. Like I don't.
Callum
Is there
Wilson
any,
has closed out strong.
is there any stronger forwards that we can think about for England than this 6?
Tommy Abraham.
Maybe Sammy Watkins.
Tammy has been doing well at Roma, bro.
Not this
not
second.
Not
I
to take
think-
anybody out of there.
I think we've got to give him a chance for that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think Sammy Watkins?
Nah.
Guti?
Not to put. I wouldn't be able to take out
Over
any of
Callum
them.
Wilson? I mean, Callum Wilson did have a good season.
But
Sorry,
it's
I
crazy
called him
because
Sammy. Oli Watkins, there you go.
Tony just got Ivan Tony just got suspended.
I
For
called
like
him
8
Sammy,
months.
but that's a football player.
Yo, Tarkowski is
That's
actually
American
nice
football
too. Lewis got a good
Korsky?
point. But
Yeah, he
Tarkowski,
actually
he's actually good.
Guys,
pretty good.
Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund has the
Win away.
chance this weekend to win the Bundesliga after Bayern Munich choked at home, losing 3-1 to Leipzig. I think first of all, I got 2 takes on this. First of all, I think Borussia Dortmund is gonna choke in the last game. I think
Who do they play?
I think they're gonna choke. I
Isn't
think they
it
play
Mainz?
Mainz. Yeah, they play
And
Mainz.
Bayern plays. Is it Wolfsburg? I forgot who.
No,
I
they
forgot who
play-
Bayern plays.
I'll tell you right now. who
At
they
Colon,
play.
I think it's FC Colon.
Yep, FC. Yeah, Colonia. Yep. And I first of all, I think that's my take. I think Borussia Dortmund is gonna choke. It will suck because Marco Reus has never won the Bundesliga, and I think this was Bayern Munich's worst mistake in their past 30 years of football, yo boys. Like they got rid of Nagelsmann. They lost the cup. They lost the UEFA Champions League, and they're about to. Well, I think they're gonna win it, but they almost choked in the Bundesliga. What do you guys think? We only have a few minutes left of the show.
I think they choked it, bro.
I think they both tie.
You think so Borussia Dortmund is gonna take the
I
win?
think so. It'll be nice to see Borussia Dortmund take it. I know it would feel probably horrible for Tuchel because he just took Realm and he lost all the trophies that they could possibly have lost.
It's
The
crazy.
Tuchel effect, man.
Oh man, Manchester
Hopefully
United.
Dortmund.
Hopefully Dortmund for you.
Yeah, Dortmund. I think it'll be healthy for the Bundesliga.
That would be very healthy. Tomorrow, Manchester United against Chelsea. If Manchester United get the 3 points, they secure Champions
Yeah.
League football because Liverpool is one game away with 3 points. So yes, if they tie tomorrow, Manchester United officially qualifies for the Champions League next year. Jonathan, anything to say?
I got my fun fact.
Oh, you got your fun fact.
I do. I think for some reason tomorrow, I think Chelsea. I think they're gonna tie. But aside from that, so did you know? This is a fun fact, right? See, it's not a boring one too. It's actually pretty interesting. So it's either gonna be Julian Alvarez or Lautaro Martinez will be the 10th player in history to win the World Cup and the Champions League in the same year or same season. Whoever wins it. That's crazy, right? 10th player in history to do that. Only
That's
10
a great
players.
take. That's a great take. Talking about Lautaro Martinez, yo, this man has
Where to go?
27
He's
goals.
good. He's doing good right
27
now.
goals, 10 assists, and he has won Inter Milan 2 cups this year. The Italian Super Cup, the Coppa Italia that they won today,
And then
2-1
Lukaku.
against Fiorentina with 2 goals. And Inter still has a chance to win the Champions League, yo. Like, do you
They're
guys
not going to, but like
quick take. Is this Inter Milan team underrated?
let's talk about their journey to the Champions League final. I think Mucci talked about it.
You're
before.
learning,
I think
buddy.
Mucci talked about it before, saying that they had a smooth ride,
Mhm.
like Madrid usually does. And
I agree.
it's like, can you justify the Champions League final every year?
Can you? Yes, you can.
Can you really though? That it's really the best of the best. I mean, technically, yeah, but like
I mean, nobody's giving them a chance realistically to beat City.
this is gonna be like their.
It'd be like would it be considered kind of like an underdog story,
Mhm.
or
I think so.
if they pull it off?
I agree with John. Never mind. Louis, you straight dog, guys. And our last take of today is that next time we see each other, we are going to have our Europa League champion between Sevilla and Roma.
They play Saturday.
Roma's taking that, bro.
They play next Wednesday, May 31st. So my question is, one of the two teams is gonna lose their Invictus because Jose Mourinho has never lost an European final out of 5. And Sevilla, out of the 6, now 7 Europa League finals, they have never lost a final. So it's going to be Sevilla's Invictus versus Jose Mourinho's Invictus. Who is taking the Europa League final, gentlemen?
Say Roma, bro. If Tammy wins the Europa League
Oh
final,
my
you think he doesn't
God.
deserve to be on the England national team?
No.
The Europa League final champion?
Yo, the only
Shut
thing
up.
you guys know how I feel about Spanish teams. Obviously, I would love for Sevilla to win, but there is something about this Mourinho's Roma. Okay.
That they're just gonna grab it.
Okay, dale, bro.
But
there-
Sevilla,
What are they gonna grab?
Europa League
But
team.
there is something about this Mourinho's Europa League because they won Conference League last year. You know, they qualified because of that to the Europa League. If they win the Europa League, they're gonna qualify to the Champions League because they're Europa League champions. So honestly, it would be good for Mourinho's career to win a back-to-back European trophy. I think Mourinho has lost a lot of credibility since he left Chelsea after Real Madrid. And I think it will be good. I mean, obviously his style that he played at Real Madrid made him or created a lot of hate towards him, you know, in the football world. But he has to be like in the top 10 coaches
he
of all
stays
time.
true.
Dog.
He stays true to his identity and how he wants his teams to play. You know.
Much, I feel like if you were a coach, you would run similar identity and tactics as Jose Mourinho. I don't know why. I see it. Like low key,
I would agree with personality.
You're like a Mourinho. Low key, you're like a. I don't know why. You're like
He's a Mourinho
Mourinho
fan.
He
Yeah,
low
like
key,
a
low key.
Yo, I don't. Dime. Dale, ba. Gracias. I don't dislike Mourinho. I think he's top 10 best coaches in history. He has done a lot. And to be honest, I would like to see him win conference and Europa. Like that would be amazing to see his Rome like with the whack players that he got on this Roma side, make it to the
Chill,
Champions League.
chill.
His players. I mean, you can't even name like what,
Bro,
6 players
Jonathan,
right
name
now.
me five
He
players
can't.
from Roma.
All he knows is Tammy
Huh?
Abraham.
Bro, Dybala.
Okay.
That's it.
What's this guy's name?
That's all he really knows. Man.
Mourinho,
That's crazy.
you know, you could consider Mourinho as a player, but regardless, what I'm saying is, I think Roma is gonna take this. I think Roma is gonna take this dub. I think they're gonna be Europa League champions, and I think they're gonna make it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League next year.
Yo, this man
Yo.
took it like,
Hey, record this clip. Record this clip.
what?
Because there have been some sorry teams in this Champions League so far. Because you know that, well, yeah.
Yo,
Whatever
guys,
you
I was
smoking, I need
looking-
some of that, dog.
We can
Yo,
do it.
I was looking about the teams that are already qualified for the next Champions League. Yo, I think we might see a really amazing Champions League next year. And we're gonna see a lot of players signing. So, you know, hopefully we're still gonna do a few shows during the summer so we can talk about signings and all that good stuff. But I think the next Champions League is gonna be pretty great. And I would love to see Mourinho there. And I don't care if Sevilla is in the next Champions League or not, because they're gonna qualify to the conference or to the Europa League anyways in La Liga. And I would like to see Mourinho's Roma in the next Champions League. So I'm gonna go with Roma beating Sevilla.
El antifútbol?
Yo, did you see how Mourinho qualified this Rome team to the final? Like, did you see the stats?
No, I didn't.
He was
I have
chilling the second. He was chilling the
Bro,
second.
let,
leg.
let me pull that up for you real quick.
They had like no shot. I think they had like one shot in total, and
Bro, like,
that's all
where
they
is
needed.
it? Hold up. Last
Pretty small.
Thursday.
Down,
Here
bro.
we go.
He secured the ticket to the final. That's all that matters.
Hold up. Where is it? All right, right here. Yo, 17 fouls. Rome had, right? Rome had 0 shots on target, 0 block shots, 23% possession, and they had 17 fouls, and they made it to the final, beating Xavi Alonso's
Y'all like that?
Bayer Leverkusen. I hate
That's
that.
how that's how I play Rios in FIFA.
That's how Mucci. That's how you play in FIFA.
No,
When, especially against me and Guti. Y'all don't see the ball. Y'all don't touch the ball.
Yo,
I don't wanna touch
I'm
the
gonna
ball.
make a
The
video.
ball does
soon,
not
like, I'm gonna-
exist when
The
y'all play
ball-
against me.
because you like having the ball. We just counterattack you and beat
Nah,
you.
you
Up.
can't. But that's the thing. You guys don't win.
Guti, this man does not want us to pull the historical record.
Hold on, Guti. What happened last time we played FIFA,
Positive
dog?
against who? Who's
I don't
positive
even-
against who?
I don't remember.
I
What,
5-0'd
it's been a
you,
while
bro.
since I played. No, but I did like I 4-0 you.
You
before
4-0
that.
me, and the next game I 5-0 you.
That's
Yo,
how,
win's
that's
a
how
win,
it is,
of
though.
course.
It's
Lewis,
a
the win is a
rivalry.
win.
Of course, a Honduran.
I feel
Tottenham.
like they'll go to PKs and Roma will take it. You know, I feel like it's gonna be real tight,
Real tight.
real tight.
Nice.
Yo, yeah.
Tight like what?
This man Jonathan crazy.
Like
Rios-
Lewis has a question for you.
I have broken, I think, 2 controllers, but that was back in the day. That was like 2000.
That's when you were Vinny. That's when you had the Vinny.
The Beanie effect. All right, gentlemen, that was the golden shoe. Jonathan, since you did an amazing welcome into the show, would you like to say the goodbyes?
Of course. All right. Well, thank you for tuning into the Golden Shoe. We will be on next Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
Let them
What
know
do I
that the shows are on Wednesdays now.
That's
You
what
did.
I said. I said next Wednesday.
No, but you said next Wednesday, but tell them that's every Wednesday from now
But
on.
that's the temporary thing, bro. I'm not gonna say that every Wednesday
For 10 weeks.
Back to Thursday. We'll just
It
announce
is. It's gonna be every
show
Wednesday.
the show's going to be, and we'll post it on social media.
Jonathan, the thing is that you work from home on Wednesday, so the show is better on Wednesdays.
All right. Well, then, according to my associates, we will have shows on Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there or be square.
All right, gentlemen, great show. See you.
Yeah,
And
take
thank you so
care.
much for everyone who was in the chat,
Cheers.
especially for Mr. Luis Ortiz, the Mall Cup. Thank you so much, buddy. For being here.
Yeah.